Auto Reverse is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
And welcome back to Auto Reverse, the show where we do a deep dive into hip-hop's most influential mixtapes. I'm your host, DJ Ryan Fresh. Before we get into it, I encourage everybody to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment below. Hopefully good stuff. Well, we've reached what I consider to be the end of an era here on Auto Reverse, mostly as a regular series. Prior to COVID, I thought about just ending this straight up after season 3, but I am having a lot of fun researching these mixtapes and just going back through my brain and thinking about what, teenage Ryan liked about all these releases. So I think it's very likely that we will continue this series, maybe not on a regular season basis, but as one-off specials. There are a few more mixtapes and scratch releases that I do want to talk about. So I guess we will revisit those when the time is right. I've had a lot of fun doing the gear review and doing the scratch videos, so I'll continue to do that. And I don't know, this is just a platform for me to be as artistic as possible, so we'll see what the future holds. Maybe I'll do one of those vloggy type videos that all the kids seem to like these days. I don't know, I guess we'll see. Today we're going to be talking about Kid Koala's Scratch, Scratch, Scratch. God, that's a tough title to say. As I talk about in the video, Kid Koala was a huge inspiration to me in as much as he showed me that you don't have to be a competing DJ in order to get your name out there. You can just put out works of art that mean a lot to you. And you never know what kind of kid it'll resonate with. Probably some dumb kid out in Seattle. In a lot of ways, I feel like my love for this mixtape mirrors that of the first mixtape that we covered, Mixmaster Mike's Music's Worst Nightmare, in as much as it's like this weird collage of sounds and works in this big tapestry of something that just makes sense to someone whose mind is constantly moving in chaos. What I love most about Scratch, Scratch, Scratch is that it is totally a creative wonderland, and it showed me that there is no limitations, and a lot of people talk about that, but I mean, in this case it's true. There's so many weird samples and weird records on this mixtape that it just totally captured the attention of a 16-year-old me. I guess we'll continue on to what is the season finale of Auto Reverse, Kid Koala's Scratch, Scratch, Scratch.
Most of those who believe they should stop find it very difficult to do so. They find it's become a deeply ingrained habit, a habit they can't change just because they want to. I know about this thing because I've been through it. We invite you now to listen, and we wish you every success.
However, as a beginner, it's best to just kill everyone as fast as you can by using the pump button.
If we assigned 80s teen movie archetypes to the prominent DJ crews of the 1990s, we'd have the X-Men as the jocks, well-liked, some bullyish tendencies, but crush it in their sport of choice. Beat Junkies would be the student council, popular and they get along with the entire student body by and large. The Scratch Pickles would be the stoner metalheads. That really doesn't need explaining. If this was our guide to understanding DJs of the era, then where would Canada's Kid Koala fit? Art geek? Band and drama nerd? Goth? Yes. My first mixtape was heavily influenced by Babu's World Famous, which we covered in the last video. It relied heavily on underground rap songs and some scratching. Somewhere along the way, Kid Koala's Scratch, 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 Scratch came into my field of vision, and nothing was the same. My first introduction to Kid Koala was actually on Return of the DJ Volume 2, where he had the standout track, Static's Waltz. It was such a short dive into the mind that was incredibly creative, but it wasn't until I heard the 10-inch single Scratch Happy Land 2 years later where I would find another well of inspiration. The single Scratch Happy Land is a selection from Scratchscratchscratch, which I eventually got in a trade. Clocking in at about 30 minutes, it blew my stupid head in the same way that Mixmaster Mike's Music's Worst Nightmare did, inasmuch as it was a collage of run-on samples, scratches, and ideas pasted on top of one another that worked in a harmonious way that it shouldn't have.
Trick or treat. I got a popcorn ball. I got a fudge bar. I got a pack of gum. I got a rock. I got a rock. I got a rock. I got a rock.
Between Scratch 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 and DJ Shadow's Introducing, I started to find my identity in this even weirder offshoot of DJing and turntablism that really wasn't a reflection of the battle scene. I recall reading an interview with Kid Koala where he talked about his car breaking down on the way to a Canadian DMC and taking that as a sign that maybe battling wasn't for him. Despite having a few battles under my belt, the anxiety that goes into creating a competitive set is nothing short of stressful as fuck. I was already a total basket case, as I was still undiagnosed with bipolar disorder, and the concept of battling and the machismo that reflected the more toxic aspects of DJing was contrary to my natural state. When it came to putting together my next mixtape, I culled ideas from Kid Koala and DJ Shadow, and had this half mix, half scratch recording that also had beats that I made on my Boss SP202, aka the Doctor sample. I can honestly say that this is where DJing really got fun for me, and it made the idea of being a bedroom DJ seem a lot less dirty. It was an idea worth embracing, and it kept me going for a few more years in the DJ scene. For someone who just hears Scratch 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 for the first time in 2020, I'm not sure it'll have the same impact. The internet, the advent of threestyle, and other advances in DJing has made it something that is a testament to its time, a world when the term turntablism was still sexy sounding. But that's not really the point of Auto Reverse. All of these mixtapes that I've covered spoke to me in a way that inspired me to not rest on my laurels and to try some new shit. To listen to records differently. Scratch 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 opened up a post-battle world of creativity to me, and I can never be as wild as Kid Koala on the 12s. Just the fact that the seed was planted is a large enough gift for me.
And that's it for this episode of Auto Reverse. I want to thank you guys for joining me today, and I really appreciate the views, the comments, and just the all around the positive feedback I've gotten from this series. It's kind of a weird niche to talk about mixtapes that came out in the 90s and early 2000s, and there seems to be like this sliver of like 30 to 40 somethings who really remember this. But that being said, I hope that there is a crop of kids who are just getting into DJing who might not have heard this or might not know the history of it or how it really resonated with the people of my generation. As anybody who knows me from way back in the day, you know that I'm a writer by nature, a reporter by nature, and so this series was really a way for me to kind of meld all those interests together and not get too nostalgic, but think about, you know, why I am a DJ, why do I enjoy this art form so much.
I guess like a lot of other people, I've been streaming, though not as consistently as I would have liked. I'll probably make a video about this, but there's a lot of, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and yes, you can just hop on Twitch and just do it, but it's also a different feeling, and it's taxing in a different way. That being said, I suspect that I'll still be doing that, so again, keep abreast of my goings-on on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Or just my website, ryanfresh.com. Oh, and I guess I'm also on TikTok as a way to bug my kids, so I'm on TikTok as well. For the times that I'm not putting effort into streaming or coming up with videos, I will be working on more mixes, particularly as we head into winter, and I feel like the world needs more dance jams. And almost lastly, feel free to like this video, subscribe to the channel, because there will be more videos coming. And comment, what kind of videos should I make? Which gear should I review? Should I talk about old, scratch breaks? I don't know. The options of what we can talk about in terms of DJ culture is limitless, so I don't know. If I don't come up with something, maybe you guys will come up with something, and I'll take credit for it, or do the work. Anyway, that's all I have for now. Once again, thank you for joining me. I'm DJ Ryan Fresh for Auto Reverse, and I will check you guys later. Peace.